Hey, what's up guys? This is DarkArmedDuelist, and today I'm going to be doing an updated version of my Dark Magicians. Now this has been a little bit since I've done these, and I didn't realize quite how long this has been. It's been since January since I updated this deck, which is kind of crazy. I thought I updated it since then, but let's get into it and see what I'm doing. But before I can get into this deck profile, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and tell me what you guys think of my deck profiles. I really appreciate the feedback, and I appreciate the subscriptions. So let's get into it. So, first off, we're going to play 3 copies of Dark Magician. Dark Magician is kind of the main monster of the deck. I know it's a vanilla 2500, but he is the ultimate wizard of attack and defense. So, then we play 2 copies of Magician of Dark Illusion. He has some pretty neat effects that lets him special summon out a Dark Magician when your opponent activates a spell or trap, I believe. Let's see. He's treated as Dark Magician when he's on the field, but his really cool effect is during your opponent's turn, if you activate a spell or trap, you can special summon this card from your hand, which is kind of cool because you play a lot of spell or traps in this deck, like Magician's Navigation, to let you special summon him. And if you activate a spell or trap card or effect while this card's face up on your field, you can target one Dark Magician in your graveyard and special summon it. That's what the effect I was thinking of. So then we play 3 copies of Apprentice Illusion Magician. I know, she got a reprint. I knew it was going to happen. I just knew that was going to happen. So, her effect is pretty awesome. Her effect is that you can discard one other card from your hand to special summon her. When she's special summoned, you can add a Dark Magician from your deck to your hand, and during damage calculation, if another Dark Spellcaster type monster is battling, you can send her from your hand or graveyard to make that monster gain 2,000 attack, which makes your Dark Magicians have a hand trap that can make them go up to 4,400 attack. And to be perfectly honest, she's a lot hotter than Dark Magician Girl. Yeah, I said it. I don't care, but she's hotter. She's bae. So then we play 3 copies of Magician's Rod. Magician's Rod is really cool because when you normal summon it, you can add a spell or trap card from your deck that specifically lists Dark Magician. And during your opponent's turn, if you activate a spell or trap while this card is in the graveyard, you contribute another spellcaster type monster and add it to your hand. You don't really do that all that much with playing 3 of them, but you can if you want to. Usually, the only thing to keep in mind is you cannot search Eye of Timaeus, which kind of sucks, because it doesn't specifically list Dark Magician. It specifically lists Dark Magician and Dark Magician Girl, which kind of sucks. So, you can't play it. You can't add it well for this. Then, because we can't add it, we need a little bit of draw power, so we play 2 copies of Blue Boy, which we're going to play the Spellbook engine in this deck. I do foresee the Spellbook engine getting hit. I really don't want to play the Demise engine in here, but I do see the Spellbook engine getting hit. I may go back to my Pot of Dualities, because I think I dropped them out of this deck. I don't remember. I have to get deeper in. But yeah, I do see this getting hit. I think that they're going to take, like, Spellbook of Knowledge down to at least 2, and they may even limit secrets. If they don't, I will be pleasantly surprised. I don't think it needs to be hit, but it could be. Then we play 1 Illusion Magic for the off chance that we actually need to add our Dark Magicians back to the hand. You can target a spellcaster monster, you can contribute a spellcaster you control to add 2 copies of Dark Magician from your deck or graveyard to your hand. 1 copy of Dark Magic Inheritance. You banish any 2 spell cards to add a spell from your graveyard to add a spell or trap from your deck to your hand that specifically, again, lists Dark Magician. Again, you cannot search Eye of Timaeus, which kind of sucks. Then we play 2 copies of Dark Magic Attack because it's searchable and I don't need MSTs or Twin Twisters with this. I don't know why people only play 1 of these. You definitely need at least 2. And you need to side the 3rd one, just in case. 3 copies of Allure. Allure of Darkness, everything's dark in the deck except for Blue Boys. I don't mind discarding, I don't mind banishing maybe 1 or 2, maybe 1 Dark Magician and a Rod. I really don't mind that all that much because of the searchability, but you need 3. Then I play 3 copies of my pretty shiny Dark Magic Circle. Dark Magic Circle is really good in the deck because it's kind of like Pot of Duality in a way, but you don't have to show your opponent. You look at the top 3 cards of your deck, And then you can reveal a Dark Magician or one card that specifically, again, lists Dark Magician, falls under the Eye of Timaeus ruling, among them and add it to your hand, and then you can put the other ones back in any order. But that's not the neat effect. The neat effect is that if Dark Magician is normal or special summoned to your field while this card is faceable in the field, you can target one card your opponent controls and banish it. Any card. So this is spot removal on top of being consistency, which is crazy. Then we play 3 copies of Eye of Timaeus to make our Dark Magician the Dragon Knight. Really, really good card. Wish it was searchable. Really wish it was searchable. Sad it's not. Don't want to play Left Arm Offering just to make it searchable. Don't want to give up an arm and a leg to get it, but we need it. 2 copies of Spellbook of Secrets. I really feel like all you need is 2, 2, and 3. So we're gonna play 3 or 2 copies of Spellbook of Knowledge. Spellbook of Secrets. Spellbook of Secrets is really, really good because you can add a Spellbook card from your deck to your hand, and we have 5 targets in the deck in the form of 2 blue boys and 3 copies of our Spellbook of Knowledge. Yes, I am proxying these. No, I'm not going to pay $15 a piece when I think it's going to get hit. Again, you could play 2, 2, and 2 if you want to play 2, 2, and 2, because then this still has 4 targets. This card is really, really, really good. You can send either a Spellbook card from your Spellbook monster from you control, or one other Spellbook card from your hand, or a face-up spellcaster type monster from your field. I know, so many different ways to activate this card to draw 2 cards, which is really, really good. I don't see this card lasting very long. I really don't. I see them taking it down to 2 or 1. I really do. I'm really sorry, but I see it happening. But this deck has enough consistency that we could throw Kaikus in on top of the Pot of Dualities, and this deck would still function. So you don't really, really need the Spellbook stuff to make this deck function. It makes it more consistent, but you don't have to have it. The other thing I forgot to mention, Eye of Timaeus is the card that lets you get into your fusions. So let's get into the traps. And we do play quite a few traps in this deck, which is quite interesting. Let me get to those. And don't forget to subscribe, guys. So then we play 1 copy of Eradicator Epidemic Virus. If you're not playing this in this deck, I have no idea what you're doing with your life, because this is a 2,500 attack point monster that you can summon easily onto the field, and this drops a third of your opponent's deck. And if they're only playing spells and monsters like my Mermails are, like I just profiled, you just cut off half their deck, which is crazy. If they don't play traps, you cut it off. If they play traps like Paleo, you can like blow out their whole back row, and they can't even do anything. So definitely 1 Eradicator. You definitely need that. 2 Solemn Strikes, because this deck does have a problem with your opponent making an established board. I mean, you can get rid of it, but it helps to not have to deal with that. The other reason I'm not playing Twin Twister is because of Magician's Navigation's second effect, which I will get to in a second. The effect of Magician's Navigation is that you can special summon a Dark Magician from your hand, then special summon a level 7 or lower Dark Spellcaster type monster from your deck. It has to be level 7 or lower from your deck. And if you control Dark Magician, except for the turn this card is sent to the graveyard, you can banish this card, then target 1 card face-up spell or trap card your opponent controls, and negate its effects until the end of the turn. So if they play like Twin Twisters and they're about to hit your back row, you can activate this in the graveyard while you control Dark Magician, negate the Twin Twisters. That's a legitimate play. You can do that because it's technically on the field and face up when they activate it, so you can counter it and negate it, which is really, really cool. I really love Magician's Navigation. And then 3 copies of Eternal Soul. Eternal Soul, definite 3 of. Every Dark Magician in your monster zone is unaffected by your opponent's card effects. Period. Just period. And if this face-up card on the field leaves the field, destroy all monsters you control. That sucks. But Dark Magician the Dragon Knight fixes that, which we'll get into in a minute. And it has 2 effects that you can only activate one or the other once per turn. You can either special summon a Dark Magician from your hand or grave, or add a Dark Magic Attack or Thousand Eyes from your deck to your hand. I only play Dark Magic Attack. I used to be a big fan of Thousand Eyes, and if you want to play it at 1, go for it to make it searchable. But I don't. So, that's it for the main deck. Let's get into the extra deck. So first off, we need to kind of touch base on why it is so important to play 3 copies, at least 2, of Dark Magician the Dragon Knight. I play 3 because I have the room and I don't need to go into much in this extra deck. So Dark Magician the Dragon Knight is really, really good because his effect is that you use to make him a Dark Magician. Everything in the extra deck you use Timaeus plus Dark Magician, which is this and this. You use this plus this to go into everything in the extra deck. But we'll leave that up here so you guys can remember. The effect of Dark Magician the Dragon Knight is this card's name becomes Dark Magician while it's on the field. So it's unaffected by all the card effects while it's on the field because of Eternal Soul. But the other thing is that your opponent cannot target spells or traps you control with card effects. Also, they cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects, which is crazy because Heavy Storm is not a thing. So the only way that they're going to get to your stuff is like, I don't know, crap. I can't even think of anything off the top of my head that they could do just to get rid of that one Eternal Soul or that Dark Magician circle. Like once you get this and those 2 out, it's game. Like you really can't do all that much unless you beat over this. And then if I have a Praying Solution, this goes up to 5k. I mean, you're not going to get past it. Then we play 1 Amulet Dragon. We don't go into this as much as the other ones, but it's kind of there for utility. Dark Paladin, you can actually make this. Because you can use Timaeus plus Dark Magician to make this because it says specifically on Eye of Timaeus that you can target a Dark Magician you control, fusion summon 1 fusion monster that specifically lists Dark Magician. So, I mean, you can make this easy. So that's it for the fusions. Then for the XYZs, we play 1 Eben. We, again, don't go into him that much, but he's kind of there if we need him. This is the main one that I go for, is Eben Illusion Magician. He is kind of your OTK maker that if you make him, you might win, but you usually want to go for your Magician Knight now. That's why I bumped him down to 2. You can also XYZ summon him with a level 6 Spellcaster, which is kind of cool for making him a Dark Magician Girls. You can, let's see, where's his effect? Once per turn, you can detach 1 XYZ hero from this card, then special summon 1 spellcaster type normal monster from your hand or deck. So you can special summon instantly by detaching a card from him, special summon a Dark Magician from your deck, which is really, really, really good. And then when a spellcaster type monster declares an attack, you can target 1 card your opponent controls and banish it. It has to be a normal spellcaster, which is really, really good. Big Eye in case I need to steal stuff. Draco Sack in case I need to make tokens and stuff. 1 Flare Metal. Flare Metal is... I love making Flare Metal in this deck because it's like Joey and Yugi playing together. 1 Decode because Decode helps a lot. A lot. 1 Proxy Dragon just in case. And I play 2 Link Spiders just in case I need that extra, like, link. Just in case. Like, if my opponent doesn't give me a Link Zone, I make, like, a Link Spider off of a Dark Magician, use the Eternal Soul, and make it again. So, I mean, it's easy. If you've already got your board established and you know you can bring that second Dark Magician out, you can push by making a Link Spider. I mean, it's easy to. So, anyways, guys, that is the deck profile. I hope you enjoyed it. I really enjoyed taking this one. I really love Dark Magician as a deck. It's so much fun. And it's so nostalgic to make these cards, especially the Dark Magician, the Dragon Knight, because it's like, I'm playing something that Yugi never played. That's pretty cool. I wish that they would bring this into the anime and incorporate it in somehow, but I know they never will. Or they might. They might one day, maybe in a movie or something. But anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I really enjoyed taking this. It's a lot of fun to play these decks. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Join DarkArmedAlliance down in the description below. And I'll see you guys in the next video. See you around, guys. DarkArmedDuelist out.